Tom Fitzgerald, president of OyaGen. You guys together?
Yes, we are. We spend a lot of time together, as a matter of fact.
I pronounced the company correct, didn't I?
OyaGen, yes. There's a prize that we give out for correct pronunciation.
When you're ready. Thanks for being here.
Good afternoon, senators and assemblymen. My name is Tom Fitzgerald, and I would like to thank you for this opportunity to share some thoughts on biotech regarding the opportunities and challenges it faces in the upstate New York area. I've been involved in the development and regulation and marketing of pharmaceuticals for the past 25 years. I've worked for a number of large and small U.S. and European biopharma companies, including SmithKline Beecham, Pfizer's here in Rochester, and Aventis. During the time I've worked with, led, or advised a range of businesses in the development, regulation, commercialization of therapeutics, drug delivery systems, and medical devices. Over the past few years, I've had the opportunity to work with a number of early-stage companies in the life science area, including several located in our region. I've also advised various economic development authorities in the U.S. and Europe on their efforts to generate and attract early-stage businesses in life science. My perspective reflects those experiences. I'm currently the President and Chief Operating Officer of OyaGen, a University of Rochester spin-out founded by Dr. Harold Smith, who you heard from earlier. OyaGen is engaged in the discovery and development of a range of promising drug candidates for the treatment and functional cure of HIV. I'm also involved with several other early-stage life science companies. Based on my personal experience, New York has the potential to and should be a leader in biosciences, not only in the academic sense, but as a key driver in making available the drug products, devices, and diagnostics that improve our health and quality of life. In my opinion, upstate New York has the real potential to emerge as a biotech hub. It has much that is essential to attract and foster the development of biotechnology. We have world-class research institutions, colleges, and hospitals driven by faculty and researchers with the skills and creativity to generate innovative approaches to the diagnosis and treatment of important diseases. The region's history speaks to the entrepreneurial spirit in our people, and the evidences their skill in innovation in the generation of intellectual property, which is the lifeblood of biotech. Our people are remarkably well educated in life science and the ancillary disciplines and skills necessary to develop and grow biotech businesses. This notably includes the graduates of our many universities and colleges who have and will commit to staying in the region if meaningful career opportunities such as those offered by the life science companies were available to them. Beyond our local human resources, the region offers quality of life and style of life that enable young scientists and executives access to affordable housing and a cultural environment that easily outweighs our at times challenging winters. However, biotechnology in New York, particularly in upstate New York, is not thriving, and the small victories of individual localities are too often the result of the individual skills and luck of the local entrepreneur rather than the result of a comprehensive plan to develop biotech as an engine of economic growth. Biotech has particular needs to flourish that require understanding and nuance that is known within the biotech industry, but is often difficult to grasp by those not engaged in it on a day-to-day basis. The time to market, required capital investment, the importance of intellectual property, the rigors of the regulatory path to market, and the international competitive environment require a sophisticated understanding that cannot be fully appreciated from the periphery. Too often you see public monies intended to support advanced biotech yield too little or no result because it is spread too thin across competing local companies loosely grouped as high tech. Often money is committed to public and private institutions with interest and focus that are not primarily biotech. Seed stage investment and early stage financing are too often only available outside New York State, which puts immediate pressure on the founders to locate closer to the funding or to go through the time and expense of fundraising away from home. Responsibility for many of the current efforts to encourage local biotechs are entrusted to entities that have investment portfolios too broad-based in scope and geographically diffuse to significantly alter the current situation. As a result, most of our biotechs are running in place or becoming dormant for lack of meaningful funding, inadequate equipment and services, and the exodus of experienced biotech professionals from the state. Early-stage biotechs face a number of challenges to success. Some of these challenges are true to all early-stage life science businesses, not just those in New York. We are familiar with companies that have experienced clinical failure or unanticipated adverse events in the development process. However, these fledgling biotech businesses thrive best when they have access to experienced management, experienced scientific talent, increasingly sophisticated equipment, and specialty and expertise of services to provide them support. They need access to these things without unnecessarily stripping away the limited and difficult to get cash resources that drive product development. There are several challenges and opportunities to our biotechs which New York State government is in a position to address. New York's lack of a concentrated, integrated biotech infrastructure limits New York's ability to efficiently and effectively tie to the global bioscience community in the way that New York and San Francisco does. Exploited by upstate is financially manageable and livable, and this isn't exploited by the state. New York State government could play a pivotal role in creating a biotech hub or several hubs which build on the existing but scattered local efforts and infrastructure that now exist. In the establishment of these biotech hubs, New York could implement a coordinated support system for biotechs to enable shared access to biotech-appropriate facilities, state-of-the-art equipment, subject experts and service providers to encourage and incentivize biotechs to locate their operations in proximity to these centers in other biotechs. By encouraging collaboration, including cost sharing for some of the employees, management, technical experts, and support service in the early development stages, the drain on the biotech's vital capital will be reduced. This capital could enable biotechs to experience a gradual and manageable growth process unburdened by institutional overhead and the whims of venture capital. In doing this, the state will begin to grow the infrastructure and develop the critical mass necessary to sustain long-term growth in the sector. New York lacks a coordinated, effective public advocacy for the distinct needs of biotech. Perhaps a commission or a working group, as has been suggested, of industry experts and executives would be useful to give focus to this initiative. States that have been successful in establishing biotech hubs did not do so by accident. Each recognized the potential value of biotech and committed the resources that enabled them to become a dynamic economic driver for their state's economy. In recent years, Europe has also begun to aggressively recruit existing U.S. biotechs and their personnel with an attractive range of incentives to relocate or establish research and development activities offshore. Both the states and the European countries have offered examples of programs and approaches which New York could select and model after. I believe there is an opportunity for New York to emerge as a significant force in biotech, but it requires commitment and follow-through. The increasing number of biotechs emerging across the state indicate that something's going on here and needs the encouragement and the support of the state government. I thank you for the opportunity to share my thoughts.
Are there other states besides California and Massachusetts that have focused on this?
Yes, obviously Research Triangle Park in North Carolina is a significant hub, but we've seen activity in the Philadelphia area and in particularly Florida. The Gainesville area has a very active program that's in a relatively early stage and could be the basis for modeling on how they've created the resources and the infrastructure, physical infrastructure, that has become an attracting force for these emerging companies.
Great, thanks.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. No, thank you. Dr. Larry Buckley,